For clothes you can really relax in, look for Levi's women's wear, the sign of the soft, comfortable fit.
The history of Levi's for women starts in the American West. Women who are living on ranches need very practical, tough clothing, and they end up borrowing, a lot of them, 501s from their brothers or their fathers. Until in the 1930s, Levi Strauss introduces the first blue jeans for women. We give them the lot number 701, so it's just like the 501, a different name because it's got a different silhouette that's suited for women. High-waisted with a feminine fit, but they're just as tough and durable. The oldest women's blue jean in the world is called a Biola. It's named for Biola Longacre. She purchased them in the early 1930s and was a very independent woman who went to school at Fresno State University. Classes were held in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and of course, it made sense to wear blue jeans that were tough enough to be outdoors. In fact, in 1935, Vogue magazine features Levi's 701s in an article about what to wear if you're going out to a dude ranch. And in 1937, Harriet Atwood of New York City bought a pair of Lady Levi's Lot 701 jeans at Fifth Avenue, Best & Co. And she wore them to a dude ranch in Arizona. It's quite possible she was inspired by this Vogue magazine article. In 1947, Lady Levi's went abroad for the first time in the first all-American fashion show in Paris. And to model our Lady Levi's jeans were two San Francisco identical twins, Pat and Priscilla Emery, wearing a pair of Lady Levi's Lot 701 jeans cuffed. So it's our first entree in many ways into fashion instead of just purely practical utility. In the 1960s, thrift store chic became very popular, and one of the best examples of that was designer Love Melody. Melody established her career by customizing Levi's. She would take piles of blue jeans, cut them up, put them back together again. Take a look at that halter top, all of those crystals. She also created lots of great denim bikinis.
There's me on my Rhinestone Machine, 1971, and that's the same top. I got Elvis, like I'm telling you, like he came in and bought everything. I sold all our denim with the rhinestones and the studs. The only reason these pieces are here is that people brought them back to me. I mean, I'm so honored that they saved them for 40 years. And it looks like they're brand new, don't they? I mean, this stuff looks, that's because of the denim. 501 jeans or denim, Levi's, only Levi's.
And by the 80s, we introduced a 501 made especially for women. It's a shrink-to-fit product. It's introduced in 1981, and I remember buying my first women's 501s in high school, getting shrink-to-fit 501s. I bought them a couple of sizes bigger than I wore and then washed them several times until they fit me like a glove. Less than a decade after women's 501s had been introduced, they became the garment of the top supermodels in the day. January 1990, the supermodels from Cindy Crawford to Naomi Campbell in a Peter Lindbergh photograph. All of them are wearing women's 501 jeans. 40 years ago, women had been wearing Lady Levi's for decades, but to get the icon really validated the idea that there needs to be something for everyone.
From 2020, my staff and I approached the Levi Archive about an exhibition that would celebrate the birth of the blue jean and also look at the phenomenon of the blue jean in popular culture. The feminist significance of Levi's, I think, is the expression of personal freedom and the freedom to dress gender neutral, to dress any way you want. Wearing your jeans and going to anti-war demonstrations came together. Wearing your jeans and seeing all the great rock bands going into the 70s, the more glam rock, and all those are intertwined.
One of my favorite trends right now in the fashion industry is that women are recontextualizing vintage pieces. So whether just through styling, by pairing something old with something new, or by actually reimagining by cutting up old things to embody the power that men had when they wore jeans.
When I was interning in 2019, we had like these FLX 501s is I wear 29 in men's and then maybe tie like a shoelace around my hips so that they sit like baggy, but they still look cool. The digital archives is especially important to me now because we often look at our older garments and like stuff from the 70s and 80s and 90s to get inspiration for stuff that is trendy now.
Being a 501 longtime wearer, I feel like I sort of bring my own experience and my own sense of style into my work in design at Levi's. The 501 for me is a very personal garment. You sort of put time and experience and work into the jean when you wear it, and the return keeps getting better and better because it fits better, and that makes it look better, and that makes you wear it more.
My first introduction to the 501 was actually from my mom. I don't fit it as well anymore. It's a little bit tight around the waist, but I've actually cropped it to make it into a pair of shorts. Because of that introduction by my mom, reminds me that, it's really meant for a woman who wants to have a story of her own.
I love the buttonfly and I love the rudeness that it gives to every look. I feel like ready to rock and roll. I don't know how to say it, but it makes me feel very comfortable and very unique and original.
My favorite way to wear a 501 is in a simple way. A white tee, a pair of sneakers. And I love the fact that it's a versatile. It gives me the freedom that each woman is looking for.
Now we live in this amazing time where clothing doesn't need to be designated for a gender, that everyone can wear anything and it is a safe space for everyone to express themselves in the way that they want to and to be seen the way that they want to be seen. And, that started with denim.
The Levi's Archives is an amazing repository filled with stories of real women. From them, we can learn lessons of how to be true and authentic to oneself by celebrating the diversity of strong and confident women who have lived in Levi's.